cannot do. EL-Roi, my beautifier. EL-Roi, my lifter. EL-Roi, my tear wiper. EL-Roi, my comforter. EL-Roi, my way maker. May your name be praised forever in Jesus' name. I was here on the 5th for the very first time in the month of February 2024 through a help of a friend who normally sends the prayer of Papa through WhatsApp messages. I work formally with the state government and are under contract. So every 4 years, the contract normally be renewed. After the first 4 years, the second 4 years was renewed. On the process, I have an in-law who is a diabolic. So he swore to my sister and said, go and tell him that he's going to come back in the village backward and naked. So for me, I am a child of God. I wasn't afraid of what he was doing. I knew what he was doing and I knew what he's able to do. But for me, it's not my business. I told him, I said, I have found out you are a diabolic man and you have killed 2 women before my sister, but my sister will be a stumbling block to you. So we're doing exchange. So when my job, the second tenure elapses, I was, in fact, even before that time, I started noticing my boss. Whenever I see him, I will see the face like he's seen an enemy, Satan. He would just want to tell me to go away. So when the 4 years elapses, he refused to renew my job. That was on the month of May 2023. So I have family. So when I came to Abuja on the 24th of February, I called a friend who normally send me Papa's prayers on WhatsApp. I said, please, tomorrow is Sunday. I'm in Abuja. How can I locate the worship center? And he gave me the address. By the grace of God, I was here for the very first time on the 5th of February. So while Papa was praying, I was seated right behind there. In fact, because of my desire of coming and finding this place, I made everybody around me uncomfortable that day because I was trying to connect and fight. When he was praying, and he said, I know what has brought you to this place. Now, before you sit down, make sure you close your eyes. And he said, receive the file. And when I was receiving, he said, make sure you receive it. Then I saw the fire came to me. I started shouting. I said, God, if you cannot do it because of me, because of my children, please help me and do it. I said, God, because of these little children, I want a job. So I was just crying and asking God for that favor. So after that Sunday, I left. There is a place I submitted my CV most everywhere. But to God and his mercifulness, that Sunday on the 5 p.m., I left. I went to my brother's place I was staying. I saw a missed call from a former reverend sister I gave my CV to. And when I called the number, I said, Modestus, where are you? I said, yes, I'm in Abuja. I said, okay, can you be in Kaduna tomorrow, Monday? You had an interview for you for a job as finance officer. I said, but I am in Abuja, I can make it. Okay, why come with the clothing for 5 days? Because you're going to spend 5 days in a seminar and interview, after which I will be taken to my place of work. So I arrived in Kaduna on Monday. We joined the interview and we were given accommodation and all that. So on Friday, when the file was given to me, I entered my hotel room. Then it now occurred to me, I wanted to pray and thank God. It now came to me, said, but this is a file you received. This is the file. I started shouting in that room. I said, God, I receive it. God, I receive it. God, I receive it. I started shouting in my hotel room. In fact, I had a brief video on that. So after praying, I have resumed to the job to the glory of God. God did not only give me the job, then that man that vowed that I'm going to come home naked and backwardness, bike smashed him on the February. Then the man was also buried in the month of February to the glory of God. May God, and the job the God gave me is an NGO job, 3 times paid than my previous job.
When the Lord turned again, every man that said you will go back, they will die and you will go front. Is it working? There is fire on the altar. It is judgment to the enemy, but it is a lifting for us. We they pray.
I want to thank Papa very much. He doesn't know me, but his spirit has made way for me. I'm an orphan. I was trained by an uncle. I don't have anybody, but it's only God, and God has not let me down. Thank you very much for standing the gap for us.